What is going on, YouTube? My name is Ty with the Dividends.King, back with another video. Today's video is about, I've been doing a lot of videos on investing. And first, before I begin, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not getting financial advice. Please seek one. So this is all for fun. This video is all for fun. My personal opinions. I've been talking a lot of videos about investing and how for example, older people are living together, 2 or 3 or 4 living in a place together to save on expenses. They call it the Golden Girls system, because the Golden Girls all live together, and they don't have no retirement, and they didn't invest while they was younger making money. So what I want to say is this: if you're 20, 30, 40, or 50 years old, please have, invest in something, right? Don't go out here and have nothing in retirement. I see these horror stories of people literally 65 years old with nothing in retirement, and they work full time. The greeters at Walmart, they have to work. Husband, wife, they have to work to make it. And if they invest a little when they was younger, making money, they could have been better off. So my message today in this video is start investing, right? Just start. And the 401k is not, I'm not a fan of 401k. I believe the Roth IRA is the best retirement vehicle. So start your Roth IRA, start your brokerage account, start those 2 things today. And I'm not gonna tell you what to buy, but start doing those 2 things today, and you will be ahead of everyone else, right? And also, if you have kids, teach your kids the principle of investing. Start them a brokerage account, right? So they'll be better off. But I don't want to be out here because with no retirement, nothing, and I make sure I have a Roth IRA, I have a taxable brokerage, I have these 2 things that I contribute to. I'm paying, my wife and I are paying our house down right now. So if you have a house right now and you're young or you're older and you're still working, or you're 45, let's start paying that house down, right? Because if you can pay it off by the time you retire, that would be a really big thing, because now you have a house payment to pay anymore. So those 3 things, those 3 tips, of course save money, of course, but those 3 tips, because save money is always the basic thing, but those 3 tips right there can change your life completely. I mean, if you start paying that your house today, and your wife or your husband, your spouse, y'all 2 come together and y'all both pay it, and you don't have to put a lot of money towards it. I mean, you take your mortgage payment divided by 12 and you add that with the monthly towards the principal, you make 1 full payment a year, right? And if you and your husband or spouse can go half on that, it's even less money. You might throw $60 a month. They do 60, you do $60 a month. In a year, you make a full mortgage payment. And also with that, they say if you do 1 mortgage payment a year towards the principal, you shave off 4 to 5 years off your mortgage. So you pay off the house much sooner. But if you could pay a little more, your tax money, your bonus, if you work all these hours, you can about pay it off in 22 years. And then you have a paid off house. You have a nice Roth IRA, a good taxable. You're well off than most people. And if your spouse can get on board with that, if both y'all can have Roth IRAs, and both y'all can have taxable brokerages, and both of you can pay down the house and save, both of you have a better life in retirement. You can travel more, you have more money, more flexibility, because I buy high yield income funds in my Roth IRA, and that's what I'm looking at right now, buying these high yield stuff. So this is pretty much the end of my video. The message of the video is you have to invest. You have to invest. You have to save up for retirement. I'll be 40 here in probably almost next year. So, I have to really make sure that I invest into a Roth IRA and a taxable brokerage, and by that time our house will be paid off, so I can put more into my Roth IRA, but also have my children set up with a 529 and their brokerage account, and they have those two things working for them. And when they start working, which I would have done this, when they start working, set them up with a Roth IRA. That's probably that's golden. If you start your kid with a Roth IRA when they start working or cutting grass or whatever it is, and it's a Roth IRA, they would not be the older generation today who lives together to save money because they have no retirement. They would not be in that camp. I don't want my kids to be in that camp, so I have to make sure that I invest for them. I teach them to invest, and I have them set up the accounts now so it snowballs in the future. So do these, and these things I'm saying, they're not hard. They're easy things to do. These things you could do today, right? You can do a Roth today. You can do a taxable today. You can set up your kids' accounts today. You can pay that your mortgage down today. So most of these things you could do today. So I would suggest you do those things today, and don't be one of these folks here who struggle. I know a lot of older people, including my family, who only have Social Security. All they have is Social Security, and that's it. All they have is Social Security, and that is it. If they didn't have Social Security, they'd be pretty much homeless. And Social Security might not be around in 20 or 30 years. They said they're going broke in 20 or 30 years. So why even take that chance, right? Why even take that chance of not having Social Security? Start today. The sooner you start, the better. The best piece of advice I can tell you, the sooner you start. If you're a young person, 18 years old, the sooner you start, the better. I'm not a fan of these retirement plans because the rules is the penalties you pay. You don't tell about this amount, and you got to pay tax on that, on your own money, which is crazy to me. With 401k, I'm not a fan of 401k because there's just so many rules with it. You can't take your own money out without paying a penalty, put tax on your own money that you put in. But start today. Just start today, and you'll be better off in the future. My name is Ty from diversifying. Thanks for watching.